this week we are doing a STOMP project. Now, if you've never heard of STOMP, basically it is kind of like STEP, but you're using kind of everyday objects to make noises with them, and noises to a beat. So a lot of the classic things that they use are trash cans. They also use, those like really large brooms that are really like stiff brooms, and they're like street sweeper brooms. Anyway, so those are kind of classic things that they use. And we're going to see a couple of examples of performances when we're in class, and then also for your asynchronous work. So let's take a look at what is going to be coming up for you this week. All right, sixth grade. So here we are on our Google Classroom. All right, and we are in week 13. Can you believe it? So our first thing we're gonna talk about is what you're doing at home. Okay, and so for cohort B, this is what you're doing on Monday or Tuesday. I know that, and some of you are finishing up your quarantine scenes, so do that first. But this assignment won't take you that long. Okay, so it reads, this video is a collection of performance pieces. Choose 2 of them to watch and tell me what you think about them in the Google Doc below. This is your work for Monday/Tuesday, cohort B, or Thursday/Friday, cohort A. Make sure to click that turn in button so that I know to grade this and to give you credit for the attendance. As I went through grading things on Friday, I noticed a lot of people that hadn't turned things in, but they had done some of the work or most of the work or all of the work. And then you don't get credit for it if it's just sitting there as missing. So make sure you're keeping tabs on that. So, let's look at that document here. Let's see if it'll change where it's recording. Yes, it will. Hot dog. Okay. So, loading. Okay. So it says, tell me what you think. After watching several performance pieces from the YouTube video STOMP Live 2009 crew, and so you'll click on this link. So remember, when you click on something like that, it appears here, and so then you have to click on it, and that's how you get to that video. Okay, and then you're going to write about 2 of the performances below. So again, this video is an hour and a half. I'm not asking you to watch an hour and a half of video. You can kind of skip around, but you want to find like one section, of a performance and watch that. And then you'll see like when they change performers or when they change what they're using, they're going to another number, right? So I want you to just tell me about 2 different numbers, 2 different pieces, 2 different songs, if you will, okay? And so you're going to tell me where in the video that happens, okay? And you can see here where I ask you to tell me exactly where in the performance you're talking about, okay? And then you're going to tell me what were the different items utilized to create the sound, rhythms, or energy in the piece, okay? So I want you to be specific. So for instance, don't just say they used their voices. You want to say they grunted, they beatboxed, they, spoke words. And I also don't want you to say they used a broom. Well, they used a wooden broom with stiff bristles, okay? Because there's lots of different kinds of brooms, right? And then you're going to tell me why it was your favorite, okay? And give specific reasons why it was your favorite. So, for instance, you want to say things like their use of pause, facial expressions, the layering of sound, like how they add the sounds on top of each other when there's multiple people performing. And don't just say, I liked the beat, okay? 3 to 4 sentences, okay? So please make sure that you write enough. And then you're going to do the same thing for a second performance, okay? And remember that it's really helpful for me if you put this in a different color of font, so it's easier for me to see what are my directions and what are your words, okay? So any help you can give me on that is really great. Okay, so here we are talking about the at school portion of things, okay? And I don't know where my face went, so I can't figure out where it went. But anyway, doesn't matter. So this is the STOMP assignment, okay, for when we're in class, All right, so for cohort A, that's tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday. So what we're going to be doing is basically we're going to do some examples in class of like, here's how we're doing it. And we'll kind of do them together as a group. And then what we're going to do is you're going to be then planning out your own STOMP dance. And you're going to do this either by yourself or you can do this with one or two other people. Okay, now this has to be filmed and done before you leave on Tuesday for cohort A or on Friday for cohort B. Okay, you cannot leave the class without having finished it because the majority of you, when you decide to be in pairs or groups and then you go off on asynchronous time, it doesn't happen. Okay, so we want to make sure that you complete the assignment. So you need to make sure that you're using your time wisely. Okay, so and you also want to make sure that it's your best performance too. So if you come in on Tuesday and you're like, we're ready to film, sweet, and you film, and then you've got, 30 more minutes left of class, watch over it and make sure that's the best and refilm it if necessary. But if it's been 35 minutes of class and you still haven't recorded yet, you better hurry up, okay? All right, so again, we talked about what you're doing at home, okay? And then, so here's the part about at school, okay? So you're gonna create your own STOMP performance that is approximately 1 to 2 minutes long. You must use 3 or more items or ways to make sound, okay? So the examples that we're gonna go through in class are using your hands and your feet, using a basketball, which we're not going to be using basketball, but, and then plastic bags. So I have used a spoon, a cooking pan in my examples. We're going to obviously be limited to what we have in school, but I'm going to kind of gather a bunch of random items and you can kind of pick, all right? So if you're comfortable with it and if it's possible, I'd like for you to work with another classmate, but if you want to do it on your own, that's fine too, okay? But theater is a very collaborative art. Okay, and since we're not going to be speaking, it's all about creating these beats. It actually works with the masks and everything. So I also want to make sure that you have fun with this. Okay, so your creation is not only about the rhythms and beats that you create of your song, it's also about facial expressions. Okay, and so like from here up, smize with your eyes, smile with your eyes, and the mood that you create with your performance. All right, so you're going to either film this on Flipgrid or you can film the video on your computer and then upload it to Google Classroom. However you want to do it is fine with me. Yeah, so that's going to be our week of STOMP. Get excited. So even though my family is extremely musical, I am not very good at keeping a beat, as you'll see from these videos. So be prepared. I promise yours will be better than mine.